Good afternoon, people of the great southern land, people of the world. Thanks for tuning in. It's Lucas here, broadcasting live from the Ark Sanctuary. Just wanted to do a video. Give us some comments, let me know you can hear me, whereabouts you are, something you want to speak about. Because this video is all about getting people to speak out. What we need, what is required in these times, is for people, everyday people, mums, dads, brothers, sisters, kids, everyone to be doing their own live videos, even if they've never done one before in their life. We need people to be doing live videos. We need people's messages to be getting out. We need people to be people. We need people to communicate in all forms possible about how they're feeling, what they're experiencing. Share your vulnerabilities, your fears. You know, if you fear the government, if you fear the vax, if you fear anti or people who don't get it, whatever you fear, do videos and get information out there. But we need everybody out there doing their own videos. That's the power of information. If the information getting out wasn't so powerful, the authorities wouldn't be doing everything they can to suppress it, right? So your voice, your God-given voice, is your power. So we need people to start putting their faces out there. It doesn't matter if you're an expert in something or an expert in nothing. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you work or you don't work. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're educated or uneducated. Get on and talk about how everything that's happening now is affecting you personally. Speak from experience. Especially talk about your fears. Talk about your anxieties. Things that are causing detriment to you. Talk about those things, because that is what people understand. We need to understand that most people out there will go over and above to protect other people, right? That's why we've got this whole, you know, everyone wants to get the vax to keep other people safe, and everyone's wearing a mask to keep other people safe. Most people don't care about themselves. I mean, they do, but they also like to virtue signal and, you know, do things for a greater cause, because as human beings, we're naturally aligned and drawn to contribute to the greater good, because we're a part of that greater good. We're a part of that collective consciousness. So we need people to get out there, do live videos, speak your heart, speak your traumas, speak your truths. Have you lost someone during this? What did you lose them to? You know, do you have grandparents in the nursing homes? Are you worried about them? Do you have kids in school? Are you worried about them? What are you worried about? Are you worried about them taking or locking up your children, or putting them in quarantine, or vaccinating them without your consent? Voice your concerns. Voice everything. You know, what have you lost during this? Have you lost your business? Have you lost a house? Have you lost a spouse or a child or a loved one or a friend? What do you notice going on in your neighborhood? Have all the small businesses that used to be run by, you know, the community, have they all collapsed now due to the government overreach? What's going on in your community? Talk about things that you have experience in. We don't need people being experts in everything. If you are an expert and you have information that you feel you should be sharing, then please do share that, because that's very important information. But, you know, people want to hear from other people, because what most people are feeling is being felt by the collective. And when people start hearing other people speaking about it, it gives them permission inside themselves to talk about it, because other people are feeling it. It creates a community of like-minded people that are all suffering or all experiencing the same thing. Some people might not be suffering. Some people might be growing and expanding, and some people might be, you know, doing well during this time. If you're doing well, then make a video, talk about how you're doing well, what you're doing to do well, and all those sorts of things. But we need people to get out there and speak their truth. You know, the girls especially, the women, you know, tell the boys, you know, what you're looking for in a man. Tell the men what you're looking for. Like, you're not looking for a muzzle-wearing, order-following slave. Like, that's unattractive. If that's unattractive to you, tell them. Same to the boys, you know, like, you know, you see a girl down the street and she's wearing a mask, you know, that's automatically a deduction of 10 points, you know what I mean? Like, speak about the things that's going to talk to people's hearts and to their minds, and things that they, you know, that naturally drives them, you know. Women are a natural incentive or drive for men, and men are the same for women, you know. So let's use that. Let's create the community. Let's be open and vulnerable about what's happening, you know. Like, you know, for me, I've had more people up at the Ark during this time than ever before. So it's been good. It's had positives, but it's also had, you know, a lot of negatives, like, you know, not being able to travel or do whatever you want to do because of fear of coercion, that you might get bashed or arrested by the people who are supposed to be protecting us, you know. Like, that's a genuine concern, a genuine fear, you know, and that's wrong. It shouldn't be like that, you know. It's tyranny. So we need to speak the reality of what's going on, you know. Speak what you're seeing, what you're feeling, you know. You're feeling trapped in your house. Are you feeling anxious because of, you know, they're rolling out the army? Are you feeling scared because they're rolling out the army? Are you scared of the police because of what you're seeing on the media and social media, of what the police are doing to people, just exercising their rights and standing up for our rights? You know, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about the politicians and their policies, and that none of them are even really standing up against these atrocious policies? How do you feel? You know, let's talk about that. You know, you could talk about, you know, women and men, as well as talking about the muzzles. You could say, well, if you're getting the jab, you know, you're a danger to sleep with. You know, you couldn't sleep with someone who's just had the jab, because it's, you know, it could be contagious what they're putting in there. You know, who knows? You know, so all these sorts of things. And not only that, if they get the jab, they're going to be infertile. So how are you going to have a relationship, if you want to have kids, with someone who's infertile, you know, who can't procreate? You know, so all these things we need to start bringing to mind and speaking about, you know. If you've never done a video before, I really just encourage people, especially if you're feeling anxious or whatever, just to get out and voice it. It's one of the best ways of releasing anxiety. Because in my opinion, anxiety is basically, it's a build-up of energy that needs to be released. And usually it's because we know something or we see something and we're not expressing it the way that we're supposed to be expressing it, right? So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling depressed, whatever it is, get on and talk about why you're feeling these ways, you know. And some people might not even know why they're feeling that way, you know, but maybe since February last year, when they rolled out the hive flea, or all this stuff began, they just started feeling real anxious and nervous and who knows, and sick. Like, just get on and talk about how you're feeling. So, you know, speak to your shop owners, speak to your local shop owners. Like, let them know, you know, how disgusting it is, these draconian laws they're trying to bring in with vax passports and that sort of thing, so you won't be able to go shopping without one of these wristbands or a passport or a microchip. Let the shop owners know how disgusting and what a gross infringement on your rights it is, and that if they do that, then you won't be going there, and no one that you know will be going there, and they will close their business down. You know, put the pressure on them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's time that people start speaking, and really, you know, again, you don't have to be an expert in anything. You can just speak from your personal experiences and what you're experiencing during this time, because that's what people want to hear. That's what people resonate with. People understand other people. They feel them. You know, we have these things called the mirror neuron, the empathy neuron. people will start to sympathize with people if people start sharing their stories. And when people start sympathizing with people sharing their stories, people will come together to protect those people, because that's what good people do. Good people at heart, they want to protect other people. And you know, a lot of these people wearing the masks and going to get the jab and all that stuff, they're doing it because they want to do the right thing by the community. Yeah? So let's get them looking at the community in a different way, you know, and get them feeling like they can support the community just by supporting people who are doing videos and sharing that information, and then coming to gatherings and all that sort of thing. You know, we need to personalize it again. We need to come together and understand that fundamentally, you know, we're individuals, but we're part of a collective organism, an earth organism, and part of a collective consciousness, and we need to bring that back together. Yeah, and that's where it is. You know, man sort of, what's the word? Man has kind of taken humans away from their humanity. Their humanity is fundamentally based in nature, you know, because we come from nature. That's where we come from. That's what we are. We're part of nature. We're not separate from it. But man has decided it's going to confuse itself, or someone's deliberately confusing the majority of the population into taking them away from where we come from and what we are. And we are all connected. So let's use that and, you know, use the fact that people will sympathize with other people, and they will do what they can to help them. You know, most people, majority of people will not be told anything. They won't accept being told about something, but when they are put in a position to help other people, they will drop everything else to help that person, or they'll do what they can to help that person in that moment. Yeah, so we need to start bringing the humanity back and getting people to talk about the humanity and the suffering that's taking place. You know, have you lost someone to suicide? Well, you know, all the things that are making life difficult, speak about them. Yeah, so the reason why it's so important to speak to the businesses about these things is because, you know, the businesses are the enforcers, the executioners of the government's will. Because the government can't really make a policy and say it's going to be mandatory that everyone has to get vaccinated, otherwise they become war criminals, right? They can use the coercive power by coercing businesses into making policies. Now, private business can make a policy for entry, right? That's one of their rights. Yeah. But what the companies don't realise is that they are now acting as the executioner and the enforcer of the tyrannical laws that are being put in place, or policies that are being suggested to them by the corrupt government. So, you know, let them know that they are going to be the ones being forced to actually enforce the crimes against humanity and the genocide. And I don't think they want that on their hands, you know. So I was also thinking about the gatherings that are happening. It's really great to see people coming together all around the country and all around the world, even if it's a small number of people at the moment. You know, we need to start being intelligent about it and directing those energies to places where it's going to bring attention. Like, you know, if the nursing homes are being attacked right now, we need people to gather at nursing homes, you know, like bring attention to the nursing homes, say this is why we're gathering here. And then, you know, you could visit 4 places in the same day, and then, you know, or go from, you know, all the parents from a school on a certain day, all the parents stay there from 8:30 until 9 o'clock in the morning, and they stand outside and they talk and they share information, but the most of all, their presence is known, you know, because the parents are the many, the people are the many, yeah? The school employees are the very few, or the corruption that's going on is the very few. So people must stand together in every single capacity they can. So let's say, for example, you know, all the parents of a school stay at the school from 8:30 till 9 o'clock in the morning. They make their presence known at the front of the school, hold up the signs, you don't vaccinate my kids, and period. That's it, yeah? And if you do, who knows? And then you go from, say, 11 o'clock until 12 o'clock. You can go to the nursing homes, wherever your loved ones are. And, you know, just again, make your presence known. Yeah, just sit out there, have a picnic, have a barbecue, you know, chat with other people who have relatives in there, and let them know that you want to see your family, and that what's going on is not approved by the people at all. And let them know you don't have the support of the people, yeah, or they don't have the support of the people. And then you could go from there, you know, you could go to your local doctor, yeah, and have a presence out the front of your local doctor for an hour with your signs like, we don't consent to, you know, unknown ingredients in the jab, and we don't consent to this, and you know, what you're doing is against the Nuremberg Code and whatever. You know, and then you could go from there to your local, I don't know, police station or courthouse, and sit out the front of there for an hour and say, we don't agree, like the people don't agree, you know. So direct the energy, you know, don't do anything unlawful, just let the presence be known. And people can do this wherever they are. It's even better if it's localized. Yeah, it's even better if it's not all grouped together, because it, you know, there's too many to control. Yeah, if everyone just goes to wherever they are is relevant to them in their life, and does this on a single day all around the country and all around the world, it's going to change things like that. Because, you know, first of all, it's not just going to be a group of people making it impersonal, going into the city and being trapped like rats. It's people coming together as community, making their presence known, making it known to the companies and industries that it's unacceptable and it won't be tolerated. Yep. Let them know. Let them feel your presence. Let them feel that you're real human beings. Yep. And that you're not standing for this tyranny. Let them know. Yep. Because there's a big difference in having a gathering in Melbourne and, you know, to a doctor out in the country or a school principal out in the country, to having, you know, 100 parents or 100 customers sitting out the front of your place of work, yep, saying, hang on, we're here and we see what's going on, we don't like it, and we're not going to stand for it. If you carry on, yep, there's going to be consequences. Cause and effect, yeah, natural law. Every cause has an effect. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? Let them know. That's a good sign. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Cause and effect. Natural law. You're all subject to it. Every single one of us. Yep. So that's about it. You know, and if we really want to, if there's really a discussion about vaxxers and non-vaxxers, it's really simple, right? We get a case study going, right? We get 100 unvaxxed people and 100 vaxxed people, yep, ranging from little children to adults, yep, on both sides, and we do tests, yeah. We do reflexology tests, we do health tests, we do medical history, we do flexibility, we do all the IQ tests, cognitive tests, you know, mental and physical disability tests. You know, get 100 people from non-vaxxed and 100 from vaxxed, or 1,000 from non-vaxxed and 1,000 from vaxxed, whatever. That's how you find out from history. That's science, right? Science isn't making a guess of something that may or may not happen in the future. Yeah, that's a prediction. Science is based on what's happened in the past, right? So if you've got 1,000 unvaxxed children and 99% of them have zero health or mental or physical disability, and you've got 1,000 vaxxed children and 90 or 70 or 80% of them are disabled, either physically or mentally or both, there's your science, right? Science. Based on history, based on the facts of history. Yep. That's how you figure out if these things are any good for the children or not, and for the betterment of humanity as a collective moving forward. Yep. So that's just another idea. I don't know who could put something like that together. It could be an independent study. An independent study would probably be better. It could be both. You could have a government study, demand a government study before the rollout of any more vaxxers, before any more get put into any other people. Yep. Even go back and look at the data from the stuff that's already been administered, and if there's any chance of death or disability, yep, get rid of it. But everything should be halted. All jabs, everything must be halted until the science is in. Yep. So have a parents' day at school, then go on to the nursing homes where your families are, then go on to the your doctors, you know, and just do it like that. Maybe that's a good way to do it. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to say today. Thank you for listening and sharing. Please share the video. And if you're not making videos yourself, please just share the videos. Again, make another page, make a separate page where you just share all your videos that you see so people can go back and watch them. I've got one up and running. My page, the free page is called Free Stream Media. That's a page I have up and running where I share other information, and I'll start putting more information there, more videos, so as not to clutter up my own personal feed, right? And that's about it. The main point is we need people to get on and start being vulnerable. If you're sitting there and you've been thinking about doing a video for years and you've got all this information and you keep giving it to other people to share, please get on and do your own videos, because that's what we need. We need people with voices, or who have never had a voice, to use their voice. You've been given a voice for a reason, and now is a time in history where that voice must be used or remain silent and suffer the consequences. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and every inaction has an equal and opposite reaction. Right? Don't wait until you no longer have the option to use your voice. Don't wait till that moment, because then it's too late. And when it's too late, it's too late. Use your voice now while you can. That's why God gave it to you. That's why you feel the way you feel, and you have the information you have, and the knowledge you have, and the brain you have, because you have an obligation now to share that information. Use your God-given voice, please. Please. Yep, now is the time. Don't wait till it's too late, because then it's too late. Sending love and blessings from the Ark Sanctuary. Thanks for watching. Please share the video.